Good evening, Mike. Just wanted about what I saw with the two websites you sent over. So I'm going to start with Gamma Rays. I think this website definitely had more opportunities for improvement, areas for improvement. So I first started with this kind of this general action items list. I include some pages with potential. So these pages are ranking anywhere from number 8 to number 20. So bottom of bottom of page 2 in the Google search results. And I think with just a bit of kind of SEO optimization and care to these pages, you can easily get them on page 1 and prominently on page 1. So I included that for both Gemma and Dominion Law. Now, on-page opportunities, these pretty much your straightforward on-page SEO. Some issues I saw with meta tags and broken links. A big one here, and this the same applies for Dominion Law, was missing structured data. So looks like that has not been added to the website from what I saw. But really, structured data, if you're not familiar, it's basically a special snippet of JavaScript that you can add to certain pages on the website, and it'll add more contextual information about the nature of the business. So in this case, a law firm, legal related business. So there's actually a legal JSON LD schema type where we can actually add this, and it will pretty much tell Google in code that, hey, this is a law firm and they're located in San Jose, and this is the person who is the head of the law firm or the owner of the law firm. So I think that would be not something I would prioritize, but definitely when we're finished with the most important 80% of what we need to do, definitely another thing that we can incorporate into their SEO to add more context. Check usability issues, no issues there. Low speed issues, I found issues on both websites. I would say, again, Gemma had more areas of opportunity in this area. So I believe this is the screenshot that I was looking at before. Yep. So I use a free tool called webpagetest.org. You can see here, pretty much gives you letter grades for different components of site speed. And site speed is important. Makes the website more user-friendly, and it's definitely something that Google uses when trying to rank websites. So definitely would be a high area of priority for me. And I'll tell you specifically what I'm looking at. So when I come down here to the different results, there's load time, first byte, and first contentful paint. So for first byte, that's at about 1.2 seconds. I would prefer that to be no higher than 0.5 seconds. For contentful paint, that's at 3.1 seconds. I would prefer that to be at no higher than 1.5 seconds. Obviously, faster is better, but those would be my two big areas I would focus on. And then by improving those two specific metrics, that should improve the overall load time for the website. So ideally, this isn't too bad. I would want this closer to 3 seconds, but did see similar issues on Dominion Law, but not quite as slow. But usually, some of the key things that are going to improve the site speed include your site caching, and so basically setting up browser caching on the site and making sure that you're using a cloud or content delivery network, commonly known as a CDN. And the most popular one, these are pretty straightforward websites. So the most popular one would be Cloudflare. So definitely that would be an area I would look at on both websites. Now, really the reason why I want to make this video so I can go into more detail and provide more context on some more lower level things that I'm seeing. So the first thing, of course, both of these are local firms. So local SEO would be very important. Google My Business would be very important for these two firms. So Gamma Law, I'm sorry, my computer gets slow when I'm sharing, but when I checked out their Google My Business, not a great rating here, 3.3. I would want that to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.3 to 4.5. And then overall could just use a lot more reviews. Other than that, some of the common Google My Business features, they aren't being used. So, first if you see here, what was I looking at? So there's no Google My Business post. So these would be a great place to share their blog posts that they're putting out. And also there's no Q&A. So Q&A is a great way, just look at which questions people are asking online. So I think for family law, you can either go at the California level, so California family law, California child custody, check out which questions are being shown in the featured snippet, and then add those here. And really, the section I'm talking about is the people also ask section. So making sure that look at those questions and make sure that you provide a response here. So you can actually write the question here on the front end and then go into the back end and answer it. And that not only will position you as an expert within a particular branch of family law, but also if you strategically target keywords in your questions and your answers, again, it could be a great way to get more visibility on the profile. So Google My Business post and Google Q&A. I think that's an opportunity for both firms. The Dominion Law, 5-star rating, but only 2 reviews. So if you check out their market and the websites, the firms they're going against. So the good news is there isn't, there's a 3.9 rated firm and number 1, and a 3.7 rated firm number 2. I think Actualman Law, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Actualman Law, they're pretty much going to be the benchmark as far as SEO for this market, and I'll get into that in a bit. But they have a 4.9, and they have 14 reviews. So I like to be plus 10%. So if all of these firms have, the most is at 14, I would make my initial goal to be 16 reviews, preferably 5-star reviews to get those ratings up. There could be other factors that that are factoring into why these two firms are outranking Asherman, even though they have lower ratings. But I would definitely try to get those review ratings up and get the review count up as well. So moving on, so I mentioned Asherman Law, so you can see that they're the number 1 actual law firm website. Yelp takes up the first 2 spots. Asherman Law is the number 1 law firm website for San Jose divorce lawyer. So I think, like I said, I think they're kind of the benchmark when it comes to what your SEO should look like. So looking at the backlink profile, I'm using Ahrefs here. Hopefully this go ahead to load. Yep. So I went ahead and just compared these together since they're all family law and they're all in the same market. So referring domains, Gemma, Reyes, definitely a big gap there. So you can see Actualman, they're at 142. Gamma Rays is at 14, domain rating of 7. Actualman has a domain rating of 26. So a lot more authority and, of course, a lot more referring domains to this website. So Gamma Rays, once we go over or fix the things I already discussed in this video, link building would be a very big part, should be a very big part of their strategy, because that's where I see a biggest area of opportunity. Dominion Law, a lot more referral domains. Still quite of a big gap there. So we're looking at that over the course of 6 months to a year. Let's just say a year. You're looking at maybe 3 to 4 links per month. But one thing I noticed, and I think this is pretty evident, is that referral domains, Gamma Rays only has 14. Dominion Law has 95, but Gamma Rays has a higher domain rating. So what that tells me off the back is that there's probably some low quality backlinks pointing to Dominion Law, because I would expect their domain rating to be a lot higher, considering they have almost more than 5 times the number of backlinks. So yeah, there has to be some low quality backlinks in their backlink profile. So a link disavow might be in store to clean those backlinks up. Other than that, I'm going to look at gamma rays for this, but this also applies for dominion law. So I know that there's a child custody page. I assume child custody is one of their areas of focus. It's in the homepage title tag. So when I go to the child custody page, I'm really not seeing, I'm seeing a lack of internal linking. And so just using child custody, if we look at that category of not only the main service page, but related blog articles, I'm not seeing any links here on the blog articles that are going back to that main child custody page. And even when I looked at the child custody page, I didn't see really any links going to these blog articles. So that's a great way to build up a topical relevance for child custody. So making sure not only are the main service page and the blog pages are linked together, but being strategic about what else you're linking out to, and making sure that you're using anchor text related to child custody or variations of child custody in those anchor texts, again, to build that topical relevancy, so that when Google crawls this website, hey, we see that there's this page on child custody, but we also see that they have created 5 to 6 other blog articles on child custody, and they're all linked together. So this website, and we also see that they're targeting the San Jose market. So this firm must be an expert on child custody for the San Jose market. So that's one way to look at it. And I use child custody for this example. I know we talked a lot about bankruptcy, but really, whatever they really want to promote as their prominent focus, there definitely should be attention to how that internal link structure is set up. So in SEO speak, that's called a virtual silo, but really it's all about making sure that all of your relevant topics are linked together. So that brings me to the end of the video, Mike. Hope that has been helpful, and there's some light bulb moments going on when you take a look at this. But let's keep in touch, and I look forward to speaking further with you. Take care.